called Sunbutter and Storytime, where I tell stories about me and we make recipes with your favorite Sunbutter, rye Sunbutter. This week, well, not this week, this month, we're going to be doing the DIY Protein Box series. Today we're going to be starting with the Sunbutter energy bars. We've got all of our ingredients: oats, pepitas, salt, cinnamon, dried cranberries, and we've got some cooked quinoa over here that we're going to be using. And the story time is going to be how my husband and I met. So let's just get going and get started here. So side note, there is a half a cup of honey and a teaspoon of vanilla that I forgot to show you guys because I'm just brilliant like that. But yeah, it is in addition a half a cup of honey and a teaspoon of vanilla. So one of the things that's so funny to me is people are always asking me, how did you and your husband meet? And it's not that they're like, oh, it's like so cute, how'd you guys meet? It's like, how on earth did the two of you meet? It's really weird. So it's funny because it's like, we met just like anybody else, right? But I get it, we kind of look a little bit different. So, okay, so first you have your cup of oats, so I'm gonna add that. So first of all, we need some backstory, all right? So remember, this was 20 years ago. WWE wrestling, huge, right? Huge. And when we met, it was, I don't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go. WWE was huge. It was the Attitude Era. You had Stone Cold, you had The Rock, you had Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. Everybody was huge. So, but then there's this one dude who came on, right? And just the way he was, when I tell y'all that he almost gave me a heart attack the first time I saw him, I'm not exaggerating. Like the way he was built, the way he moved and everything like that. I mean, I was in love. So that's the backstory on that. So when my husband first came in, he's at the bank. I remember it was a Saturday because on Saturdays, we were the only branch that was open. I was working at the bank. And so he came in, he says like, can I make a deposit? And I said, well, since you came in here looking like Brock Lesnar, absolutely. I know. Just bear with me. But, I mean, it's what I was thinking about, right? And he didn't say much, which hasn't changed in 20 years, by the way. He just doesn't say much. He didn't say much, and then I didn't think much of it. But also, by the way, he's much better looking in the face than Brock Lesnar is. Much better. He's a really handsome dude, I think. So he left. Didn't think much of it. Didn't see him. Whatever, right? So next Wednesday he comes in and he asked me out on a date. And we went and we had teriyaki and the rest is history. So I know what some of you are gonna say, teriyaki, he didn't even try to impress you. I was impressed, okay? Because I don't know, a lot of you, social media is different. It's not what it was, we didn't really have it like that back then. So you guys like to argue back and forth about first dates and everything. I was a teriyaki kind of girl. Now, if he had seen me and I had my hair all done and my nails all done and I was just that kind of girl, he would have had to come a little stronger, but it wasn't necessary. So I want you guys to kind of look at that. So we're just gonna keep mixing it until it gets like a little bar consistency. I'm gonna add a little more Sunbutter to it too. I'm just gonna empty this jar all the way out. All right, making a mess. So all that debate and everything, y'all don't judge my husband. Actually, let me start over. Is it filming?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start over. When he asked me out, I was at a time in my life where a lot of the guys didn't want to actually date. They wanted to get your number and they come over and kick it. So I had said, you know what, I had my son. That didn't work out well. I mean, he worked out well, but the situation. And I was like, you know what? then I'm not going to say yes to anybody unless they decide they want to take me out. And he was the first guy that asked me out on a date. Because lots of people asked for my number. I was cute back then. But yeah, so that's part of that. You know, that was what it was. But I'm glad. I'm really, really glad. All right, so we're gonna start to put these in the pan. And it's going to look a little bit like a little crumbly. That's fine. Once the oats and everything get in there and it's solid, it gets all solid and good and packed out in there, it's gonna be really good. So, and don't forget, the recipe is gonna be below and it's also on my website. So anyway, that's the story of how we met. And it's not really so different than anybody else's story, I don't think. But what happens is people make assumptions based on appearance, a little bit, not everyone. But some people make assumptions based on appearance, and so they don't really get it, you know? But here we are 20 years later, right? So yeah, we're gonna pack that in really, really good, really, really well. And then we'll talk about the other aspects of the protein box. I'm going to like take the bars out of the oven and show you the finished product and all that kind of stuff. But one, they took forever to cool off and you have to wait for them to cool off before you cut them. But two, Sunbutter and Storytime isn't really like a cooking show. I want to show you like how I use the Sunbutter in different ways, but I also want to talk to y'all. So I'm going to show you the finished product. So this is the DIY protein box. I don't know if you can see it. So here it is. We've got the Sunbutter energy bars. How good they look, right? I got tangerine. Sometimes if it's in season, I'll get berries. Some cheese cubes. If you are vegan, just use vegan cheese. And then some marinated tomatoes, just to have some you know, something, two savory things, two sweet things. I like balance. So I'm just gonna dig in and we're gonna finish our story. So I was talking about dating, about how I met my husband and everything, and how, you know, he asked me out and the rest was history, and you know, we went to teriyaki. And here's the thing. When I said that I'm a teriyaki kind of girl, what I kind of feel like is if what a person's appearance attracted you to them, then the effort that they put into their appearance that attracted you should be the effort that you put into a date with them. I think it should be equal. That's all. So if you see a person and they look absolutely positively fabulous, your first date with them should be absolutely positively fabulous, because that's clearly who they are. I'm not saying this is across the board. Not all people are like this, but you know, I'm in my 40s. I've had a lot of friends. I've had a lot of friends who date, and it's something that it holds true a lot of the time. That's what I'll say. So, that was just my last 2 cents on that. These turned out really, really good. I use the vanilla Sunbutter. I think the next time I'm going to use a little of the cocoa, because it's a dark cocoa, so there's a little bit of bitterness in it, and I think what I would really enjoy with that. But otherwise, these came out really good. So that is all. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is down below. The recipe is down below. So again, like, comment, subscribe. You get the recipe, get your Sunbutter. My website's below as well. And next time we could talk about, I've got a few things I want to talk about. One might be how I devastated myself at the park one time. Probably introduce you to my kids a little bit over the next few weeks. And whatever you want to talk about, put in the comments, all right? All right, see you guys next time.